Gene Galanter is the CEO of Provectus, and he gave a talk here. What does Provectus mean?
Provectus, we were trying to find a way to label our company as advanced technology, advanced engineering group. We couldn't find the right word in English language. Provectus means advanced in Latin.
Okay, that's a beautiful name. Okay, so you're about 450 people based in the Ukraine and the Silicon Valley, and you're yourself, how long have you lived in the United States?
My family left Ukraine in the early 90s. So I've been in Silicon Valley since then. The company is actually just 8 years old. It's going to turn 8 in this fall. So we have offices in Silicon Valley, Ukraine, Kiev, capital of Ukraine, and Odessa. We also have offices in St. Petersburg, Russia, and a city called Kazan. It's eastern part of Russia.
Yeah. So why did you come from returning to America to your home country, to your original roots company in 2010? Why did you do that?
So the client that we had at the time were trying to build advanced solutions, advanced product solutions, technology solutions. At the time, they had an engineering team in India offered by IBM, about 50 people that they had. And their product was late to the market. It was falling behind. It lacked creativity and innovation. And the customer believed, and I fully support this belief, that if they found engineers from Ukraine or Russia with Eastern European education roots, they would have a better luck with outsourcing partner. And so we went.
So a nice, good crisis from India, the outsourcing really started. So you started as an outsourcing company. And for which kind of clients do you work now?
Well, yeah, we've seen this sort of appreciation for engineering talent over the last 8 years from various clients. So we basically develop a network of clients in Silicon Valley. 99% of our business comes from there. We went through our Rolodex and managed to build long-term sustaining relationship with a number of large clients in Silicon Valley.
Give me some nice names which you can mention.
Ticketmaster. Live Nation is a customer of ours. So our typical engagement model with the customer would be, let us build a long-term sustaining engineering team for you.
And we have smart engineers everywhere. And now it's 450 people. What are the 6 areas which you're mostly busy with? Because you're now at a blockchain conference,
yes,
but you do a number of things.
Yeah, we identify a few areas of our expertise. So we do a lot of things in the mobility and user interface design space. So that's kind of one of our passion and features. Big data engineering, machine learning, AI is another flavor of our services. We also engage, as you can see, in decentralized technology, blockchain. And last area is DevOps consultancy. Those are fundamental.
Yeah. So those are the 4 blocks. Now let's talk about blockchain. Why are you here? I mean, you're here now in Amsterdam, giving a talk. You know, it's nicely in between Silicon Valley and the Ukraine is nicely Amsterdam. So, but why are you here, and what is your passion or your interest in blockchain?
Yes, so we started down this road, down this path about 3 years ago. With development, we started with POC development of our own what we refer to as fabric. We don't have a good name for it yet, or maybe we do. I don't know. I know that the team was trying to figure out in the last minute the name. We have a placeholder name. We call it DDMF, Decentralized Data Management Fabric. And so the concept here is this. We felt that selling people and engineering talent, engineering resources is one thing, but it's getting harder by the day. So just waving our hands and drumming our chest and saying, buy our engineers, they're the best in the world, it's
getting old, right? I mean, very special. But you need a toolbox. You need to give people a toolbox to do it. So because the tools really suck in the blockchain world, so you basically build a layer on top of it, which works both on Ethereum and on Hyperledger, right?
It's a decentralized fabric that's agnostic of the backend technology. It can run over Ethereum or Hyperledger. We basically created a management fabric, a layer which is agnostic. And our idea is that we'd like to go to clients and partners that wish to build market solutions. And our role in this, we would like to provide plumbing and infrastructure and also our consulting services to them. So we're kind of offering a leg up and a faster time to market to those who want to leverage this clearly common elements of the platform, common elements of the technology.
Yeah. Why do you think blockchain is now interesting at this moment for if you want a solution for the corporate clients?
Everyone looks at technology, at decentralized technology from different angles. We hear talk about supply chain management. We hear talk about global identity management. Various flavors and various angles. We have our own specific angle at the problem. We believe that the decentralized technology helps to offload some of the liabilities companies face when managing their clients' personal information. So our vision and our angle at the space is really through the lens of how do you make a management of the personal sensitive information not the business of the company, but the business of the individuals who own this data. So in my talk, I use a couple examples where, your personal DNA is your DNA signature is an asset that you would want to sort of keep very close to your chest. And so we're offering technology solutions that allow for that feature. So it allows, rather than the company store your DNA and carrying a risk of being hacked and the signature being exposed, you as a consumer have access or have the ability to control access.
So you can encrypt it, and the keys can be on the blockchain, but you can store the data everywhere, right? I mean, that is the whole idea.
You can store the data everywhere. The only thing that's managed through the blockchain is the access, and the ledger of the access.
Is it popular now with clients, blockchain? I mean, is everybody talking about it, or are they all?
There are companies that are doing stuff. We, as a company, we deal with a lot of early stage startups, pop and mom, around A funded company. Far less with enterprise and large corporation. I think they're not there yet. In my recent discussion with Chief Security Officer at Adobe in San Francisco, I brought up an issue. I brought up the fact that they're talking about security, but no one says anything about blockchain or decentralized technology. And the response I got is that large corporations don't think that consumer particularly cares about where the data is stored and whether it's being exposed and where it's being lost to hackers. I don't know.
We need a little bit more crackdown from responsible places like the government. Okay, so now this is a small technology. It's starting up. You think it's important, but the corporate demand is a couple of years away.
I believe so.
Now let me ask you another question. I mean, from America going to the Ukraine and starting a company there, how do you analyze the situation in the Ukraine at the moment?
So there's a couple things about Ukraine and Russia specifically. The pool of talent there is incredible. We get access to the best people, scientists. They wear glasses. They are PhDs. They're mathematicians. So that's all good. So it has some challenges, not without challenges.
It has a lot of challenges. I started myself a software company in Russia, and it is everything which is hard is easy, and everything which is easy is hard.
Yeah. So
you have brilliant talent. That's easy.
There's a couple things here. First, we obviously are trying to close a resource gap. We're in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley struggles for resources. We're playing the idea of trying to close the resource gap. We feel that our resources are in Eastern Europe. But that's, like we said, it's not without its challenges. Cultural challenges, geographical challenges, time zone challenges, political issues. It's not.
But you're a nice bridge builder, right? I mean, you have two legs in two cultures.
So the way we address challenges with clients who concern, what am I going to do? Your team is in another continent. I don't know anything about Russia. I don't know anything about in Ukraine. We provide our clients with what we call hybrid models, where we stay with the client. We hold them by the hand. We have a local resource, what we call onshore resources. It's a very integrated approach, and it's a very integrated model to serving client, where we mitigate, we do labor arbitrage through our talented resources offshore, but we also hold hands with big corporate clients, and so that's our way to mitigate this.
I'm very impressed at how you do that. If you talk about the whole country as a whole, do you think in the next 10 years, how will Ukraine develop?
I've been out of the country for a good part of the last 27 years, and then I came back because I felt that not only that it's my cultural roots, but frankly, I'm an entrepreneur and opportunist, so I felt that the opportunity is there. I wanted to leverage the fact that I'm bilingual, bicontinental, bicultural, and so I'm serving as a bridge. I created a successful business out of my relationship on both continents. On one hand, I have a Rolodex of a relationship in Silicon Valley, but I also have a very dedicated team of engineers in Eastern Europe.
Yeah. Will this be very emancipatoire for the Eastern European companies? I see blockchain is very. You have a lot of companies from Eastern Europe in the blockchain industry who are coming to the West with their knowledge and with their passion about it.
Part of it, I believe, is a proliferation of blockchain technology in Eastern Europe. They're sort of leapfrogging. They were so far behind the advanced market advances in technology introduced in the West 20 years ago, that now they're sort of leapfrogging. They have a capital and they're leapfrogging with new technology. Ukraine and I believe Latvia are the first two Eastern European bloc countries that they're doing e-government and really looking at rolling out this decentralized technology at the federal level and providing their customers with access to federal information, their personal federal information. So yeah, they're building platforms. Plus the engineers, like I said, the talent pool is clearly there. Yeah. We're also coaching. We're providing a lot of internal training, and we're bringing people from outside and conducting a lot of workshops and training and education seminars. We believe that the space is under. There's not enough people, regardless whether we're talking about Eastern Europe or Silicon Valley. So we choose the path of education and training, and we believe it's going to take some time to get blockchain expertise to where, let's say, Java or C++ is today.
Okay. Thank you very much, CEO of Provectus.